Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Waller's Wallet, and what I believe to be in some crazy news, IHG and United decided it was the perfect time to make some changes to their programs, neither of which were beneficial for customers, especially in the long run. So let's talk about these devaluations. Now, if you're someone who wants a simple way to help out the channel, consider hitting that thumbs up button. Also, consider subscribing to the channel and turning that bell notification on as well so you don't miss out on future videos. Now, let's just get this out of the way right now, because I thought there was no way a company would be stupid enough to make negative changes to their program in a time when travel is basically non-existent. But boy, I was wrong. Because when travel picks up again, these companies are going to need our business. And all I can say is I hope everyone remembers the programs that did some good or that were there for their customers and the companies that weren't, because I know I will. Now, last year, IHG did mention that they were moving towards dynamic pricing for the hotel chain, but they didn't give a date when that would go into effect, and now they're starting to roll this out without any notice to their customers. And honestly, I expect this trend of dynamic pricing to continue for both hotels and airlines. Hilton already does this, and other lesser used hotel chains like Choice Hotels is dynamic as well. Then you have programs like Marriott, which has introduced peak and off-peak pricing. Hyatt will be introducing those peak and off-peak pricing in 2021. So I would consider Marriott more of a pseudo-dynamic program since there are still limits on pricing, at least for now. And at the current moment, it looks like IHG is testing out their dynamic pricing in China and in Taiwan. But I would fully expect this to continue to expand out to all of their properties in the future. How fast they roll this out, we'll just have to wait and see. But if you're someone who has IHG points to burn, it might be a good idea to book before all these properties go dynamic in pricing. And when I did some quick searches, I was getting values between 0.6 to 1 cent per point. So the values from my limited searches seem to be on point what we have currently seen from IHG. But that doesn't mean it won't change in the future and their points will become less valuable, or IHG won't make a change to give their points a more stable value when they do move to dynamic pricing across all of their hotels. So for the moment, this doesn't necessarily seem so bad, but with no award chart and now going to dynamic, they can make adjustments when they want with or without notice. Then we have United. Oh, United. They have made some poor decisions recently, all of which I don't feel have been customer friendly. First, they were pretty slow about rolling out refunds for canceled award flights, and it seemed after many people complained about it, they finally did it. But the fact they weren't refunding money on canceled flights to begin with was just a bad move. And then the other day, they completely removed partner reward charts without any notice. And I am never a fan of these sudden moves without notice. I've always felt communication is key for program changes because we know changes are going to happen with programs, but not letting customers know isn't showing us that our loyalty matters, and frankly, it makes you look like an asshole. And only one day later, one day, we were seeing United raise partner prices by up to 10%. And you know what? Some of you might say, well, it's only 10%. And on an international coach ticket to Europe, that's only 3,000 miles one way. But keep in mind, they just made these changes and almost immediately increased the pricing for partners. So I have a pretty good feeling they aren't done with their pricing adjustments. And while Delta and American Airlines no longer have published award charts, they do have standard pricing for their partners. Now, that can always change, but United decided to be the first to do this, which I'm not sure being first here is something to brag about. And my best guess is that they're hoping that you have so much going on right now that you don't even realize they made these unannounced negative changes. Then for people who care about status, United is putting a cap on the amount of premier qualifying points you can earn with their partners. So United is trying to make an emphasis for you to fly on their metal. Now this change does go into effect on July 1st, and you're going to be limited to 1,000 or 1,500 points for first class or business class flights, depending on if you book on a preferred partner or not, then 500 or 750 points for an economy or premium economy on a preferred airline or not. Now, I personally don't care much for status, But if I did, these changes would not be very welcoming. If United's service wasn't inferior to their partners, people would probably fly them more and United wouldn't have an issue here. But restricting status earning abilities doesn't look good here, because instead of improving their service or their products, they want to limit earnings so you're more likely to fly them. Now, I'm not a fan of any of these moves, especially when these companies recently offered increased credit card offerings to people. And these negative changes should be remembered once travel can resume and these companies are looking for people to fly in their planes or stay in their hotels. But I think United is definitely the bigger story here, and their devaluation here is a sizable one. But I find it pretty interesting that both of these companies felt this was the right time to devalue their programs. It just seems like a short-sighted move to me that could bite them in the future. And since my Europe trip was canceled in March, I'm currently sitting on about 120,000 United miles I need to burn and not look back at that program. Not to mention, did anyone else notice that both of these programs are Chase transfer partners? I have some thoughts on that, but that'll be for another video. So tell me, what do you think of these changes? Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in this video. If you want to help support the channel, a simple way would be use links on the website or in the description below. And if you know somebody who could benefit from this video, feel free to share it with them. And until next time, safe travels and take care.